What's up, guys? You got PKS Young Lottery here. Today we're going over the Week 9. Yeah, Week 9 Bear vs. Bull Pokemon Draft League highlights. We're going to be starting with Adam versus Steven. And this is the Bear division, I think. But, yeah. Let's take a look at this team preview here. So right off the rip, Dracovish it's one of those things that's like you need a dedicated check for, which I don't see on Steven's side of the field. Like, what I mean by that is like a water absorb Pokemon. Like when this thing first dropped, I remember Seismitoad jumped up to OU just because this thing was like so constricting for team building. It really is just insane. Vicious Rend just goes crazy here. Outside of that, the only thing Steve has to guard against Landorus's EP with is Celesteela. Ogerpon Hearthflame also goes absolutely bonkers in this matchup because you can't even run Unaware Clef into it because of Mold Breaker. I guess you could run like Ability Shield maybe, but still, just goes fucking crazy. Everything else that Adam has is kind of like a defensive backbone slash like a condition setter for the Dracovish, and then Manectric is one of those like, you know, fast pivot breaker types. So from his point of view, I'd just be looking to wear everything down to the point where either Ogerpon or Dracovish can clean. From Steven's point of view, it's a very like bulky. I don't know if Steve could win this, really. I mean, unless you get unless you find yourself with enough free turns to set up Zygarde to potentially do something. But the thing is you know, Hippo has access to Whirlwind, so does Moltres. Manectric, a lot of these Pokemon get coverage moves for it too, like Ice Fang, HP Ice, HP Ice, so like it's pretty unlikely. Another thing that I could see maybe popping off is like maybe Autonomize Steela with Power Meteor Beam could put in work. Yeah, I would say that something like that would be your best bet for offensive impact. I don't see this team being able to like outlast from a defensive standpoint. So that's my take on the team preview. So let's go ahead and see what happens here. I did help Adam prep for this game too. So I have an idea of what his game plan is, obviously. But yeah, so he defogs away the rocks. I like that just because Ogerpon can't run boots. It's forced to run the mask, and you want it to be as healthy as possible because it's one of your win conditions. He goes into Hippo to preserve Moltres, likely get up rocks of his own, or just kill the Meloetta. Okay, so he goes for rocks of his own. Heart switches back into Moltres, most likely to either keep rocks off or roost. He roosts. I don't remember the play because this was a couple weeks back now, but yeah. So he gets the Moltres healthy and then kills off the Fortress. This is like a turn where I could see maybe Zai coming in to try to take advantage of the Moltres. But no, he goes Sableye instead, and he Calm Minds? Yeah, he Calm Minds. He likes this Calm Mind Sableye. This isn't the kind of Sableye that I would, or I would expect to see often. It's more of like a meme set. Wisp CM is an interesting mix. Vicious Rend is still able to finish it off despite the burn. He goes Zygarde, hard Hippowdon, and this is what I'm talking about. Like, this thing is at sub 60%, and Zygarde still can't even kill it. He opts for sub, I guess maybe not anticipating Whirlwind, but yeah, Whirlwind just gets it out of there and stops it from being able to sweep. Okay, he goes hard Dracovish to sack it. Probably trying to get positioning for either Manectric or Ogerpon. Okay, Manectric comes in. He flames. I guess Flame was just the best coverage move to click on that turn. He Volt Switches out and goes hard Landorus as the Clef Moonblasts. Does a clean 43. He Gravities. Now that turn, I think the Gravity makes sense because you'd go hard Celesteela there, or somebody could go hard Celesteela on that turn, and then, well, for a couple reasons, right? It avoids EP, it also avoids Sludge Wave, which both, you could click either one of those on Clef. But no, he just decides, you know what, fuck this Lando, I'm going to click Moonblast. Just not allow it to do any kind of setup, so good call on Steven's part, but I think a little bit, too little too late, as Adam still has this Manectric to put in work, and he also has the Ogerpon, which just cleans at this point. So I believe just a Horn Leech into an Ivy Cudgel will seal the game. Yeah, Horn Leech. And then this is defensive Steela. Yeah, leftovers. So this wasn't even the the set that could have maybe won if it found an opening to do so. I don't think he was ever going to win with this team. I think Steven played fine for what he brought, but prep-wise, I don't think this 6 was ever beating this 6. Unless Adam just played like shit or something like that. But yeah. Alright, on to the next one. Okay, we've got Ben versus Ruben. I don't know if I've covered a Ruben game yet. He took over for Alan a little bit more than midway through the season, so I picked his game. I haven't seen this one yet. I just picked it because I saw the names. So it's Rain versus what looks to be Hyper Offense. Oh, no, I think I did cover a Ruben game. I don't know. Either way, it looks like Rain versus Hyper Offense. When you see Grimmsnarl, you typically think screens. When you see Pelipper, obviously Rain, mixed with Rain abusers like Overquill, and yeah. I mean, there's not really much to break down. It's one form of Hyper Offense versus another. I would say that from a matchup standpoint, I would probably give the edge to Ruben just because Finny guards against a lot of his offensive threats. Although I don't know, because I don't know. Chi-Yu is weakened obviously by the fact that half of its dual stab, fire moves don't matter as much in the rain. Mega Pinsir could be a late game cleaner type as well. It gets good coverage for everything here, but Lottie is faster, so I don't know. You need to chip that down, get a +2, and quick attack it. Otherwise, it's just going to fry you when it comes in. Overquill. I mean, Overquill's a threat, but I feel like it's going to have a hard time breaking through Melmetal. Especially with screens up. I don't know. I think still Ruben. I like Ruben more here, but yeah, we're gonna see what happens. So he leads Lottie. So this is not Scarf Lottie. It's probably Specs. Okay. So he sets one screen of his own. And then jeez. Steelix putting in a shit ton of damage. Even that was with Reflect up too, which is crazy. Okay, Tusk behind a Reflect. Does this thing get an electric move? I forget. I don't know, I think it might learn what is that, Supercell Slam? I might be wrong, but it might learn that. Oh, okay, so sub CM. Is this Roar? Does he go into this because it's Roar? Well, I guess we'll never know, because he just opts to Scald with a Rain Boost from Pelipper. There's no way Steelix is living that. Probably go get a light screen. If this thing has Encore, I don't know if... I forget if Encore goes through sub. I think it does. I think it might. I think Encore goes through sub, but he doesn't have it. He has Play Rough. So this Finny is going to be allowed to just get plus 1,000,000 on this thing. He goes hard over Quill so that he can, you know, fire off a poison move, but he subs. So, oh, and he misses Gunk too, which sucks dick. That's so bad. That's so bad. Oh my god. He missed twice. Yeah, that's GG. That's crazy. I mean, Gunk, it's Gunk shot, you know? Like, it'll do that sometimes. But that does suck. And he gets the burn just to add insult to injury. Damn, dude. It's a rough fucking game. I think Ruben was fine. Even without those misses, right? I think Ruben was still in a fine position. But at the same time, this Finny wouldn't have been allowed to just run away with the game for free like that. Like, he would have either forced it out or killed it. And then, you know, whatever Ruben wanted to bring in after. But still, yeah, that's just unfortunate. Okay, well, rough couple of misses, but GG's. Okay, the next one is Tails versus Lucas. Let's break this down a little bit. Garchomp, Zeraora, Terapagos, Mimikyu, Umbreon, Empoleon versus Hawlucha, Lele, Mamo, Corvi, Milotic, and Gouging Fire. Hawlucha looks crazy threatening. Once I'm assuming, like, if this is Tank Chop, you want to wear it down a little bit, obviously, because it's just not something you want to be attacking into with this. And also, it could run like Dragon Tail or whatever. Also, the other obstacle surrounding it is the Mimikyu disguise, and the fact that it can hit it back with a super effective Play Rough. So you would have to meet a couple of conditions in order for this thing to like really go crazy, but it still is crazy nonetheless. I mean, CC into these two is crazy, into this, like, it's really strong. Lele is pretty, I don't know, depending on the set, I mean, it's pretty good, but the thing is you've got a hard predict Focus Blast on Umbreon and on Empoleon. I will say, though, that having Umbreon is great just because it doesn't allow like a choice locked Lele to comfortably click Psychic, which is its most devastating attack, obviously, because of the terrain. So you gotta either predict heavy, or you have to be like some kind of like setup, like Calm Mind, E-Belt. It could be like something like that. Yeah, Mamo. I mean, it's Mamo, you know. It's really hard to switch into. Hits like a truck. Tails didn't bring anything off the ground, unless this is like Air Balloon Emp, which I could see. EQ is extremely free. Like, I've never seen more free EQs in my life. So that's good for Lucas. Corviknight's primary job is going to be to just like guard against things like, I don't know, I guess Mimikyu could come in and you turn out to bust Disguise. Milo, another defensive backbone piece. Gouge, I could see with like, this thing could run away with the game. Same way Hawlucha could, but not right off the rip. Again, it would need to have like the same, actually kind of like the same conditions met, like Mimikyu, Disguise broken, Garchomp worn down enough, etc. Also, it has to be wary of like foul plays from Umbreon. So wearing that down as well would be pretty important. From Tails' point of view, I could see Mimikyu being a major win condition offensively. I could see Zeraora being pretty devastating as well. The only thing that is faster naturally, well, not naturally actually, but post Unburden would be Hawlucha or Scarf Lele. Terapagos, again, I've seen him run like rapid spin CM sets that could be pretty good into Lucas. I didn't even consider this could be offensive, by the way. This could be like SD Scale Shot, which, you know, I don't think it is, but it could be. Yeah, I don't know. Let's, I feel like this is one that could go either way, just depending on how you play the match. Like, both players have good pieces, so it's just gonna, let's just see what happens. And he leads Terapagos. Yeah, freest I don't blame him for leading this. Just EQ super free. Does its signature move. Does 1,000,000% because that's what it does. He rapid spins for a speed boost. No Rocky Helmet. No leftovers. I don't know what this Corviknight is. Yeah, it's not Rocky or leftovers. Goes hard imp on a Toxic. Probably should have flip turned on that turn for momentum, but I get it. And he flip turns out to get momentum. Yeah, Tails flip turns out for momentum. He goes back into the turtle. Flamethrowers just misses out on the KO. I'm assuming that's Spadef Corv. There's the CM. Probably just U-turn or hard switches rather on the. Oh, okay. So yeah, that's gonna do a considerable amount of damage. He Dragon Tails out, so it's defensive gouge, and he SDs up, knowing that obviously you can't Dragon Tail out of Fairy type. He fucking Swords Dances again. I don't agree with that second Swords Dance. I think that was so fucking greedy. And you also open yourself up to bullshit like that, like getting Scald burned. Also, this thing could have haze, so I think he should have just attacked into this. Yeah, that was crazy. He SDs up again as Lucas recovers, and then he misses a play rough. Okay, Scalds again, and then he drops a Z that crits. I didn't calc that. I don't know if the crit matters. Probably did, because Milo is really, bulky, but I don't know. He preserves the Mimikyu just probably for, like, sack fodder later. Gets a crit back, though, with EQ. Misses. This is a very hacksy game. Crit, crit into miss. Okay, he goes... Wait, that's Mold Breaker Lucha. So it's not Unburden. I don't know why it isn't Unburden. I feel like Unburden Lucha probably just was better in general. I don't know what was Mold Breaker for. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what that's about. Maybe there's a piece on Jaden's team that, because I didn't look at the whole roster. Maybe there's something with, like, I don't fucking know, like, unaware or something. I don't know. Okay, Moonblast bounces off, does literally no damage. Probably just flips out into Zera. Or, okay, he knocks. That makes sense. Oh, what was it? It was safety goggles for like a sleep move, maybe? That makes me want to look at his roster to see like what the hell's going on here. So he Focus Blasts, lives the hit. He was predicting the Imp. Too little too late. Sacks the turtle. And yeah, Zeraora is just going to be able to clean up this game pretty easily now. Yeah. Crit didn't matter at all. And then, yeah, just whatever. Well, I'm surprised that Thunderbolt was the best move he had for that. Okay. Okay. So, Tails wins 3-0. I kind of want to look at the... I'm going to show you guys, like, the standings, too. For everything. So... But I'll go back and look at Jaden's team just because I'm curious about that. But right now we're finishing up week 10. There's only one more week left in the regular season, and this is what the playoff picture is looking like. It's this is Bowl. So JoJo's in first, I'm second. Zach in third, David in fourth, Zeb in fifth, and Ben in sixth. I don't see this changing too much. I mean, there might be a little bit of a contention between like 6th and 7th, but this is pretty much what it's gonna look like from this division. Very top-heavy division. Wolf You get Dylan in first. Good shit, Dylan. Jaden in second. He's been playing like really well. He's also been getting kind of lucky though this season, but he's been playing really well. Avdo in third. This is his first time here, so good shit to him. New face, performing really well. CJ crept his way up to fourth. Good shit to CJ. I know he was having like a little bit of a rough one at the beginning, so I'm happy to see that he pulled him back up into a playoff spot because he honestly deserves it. He's a good player. Ross, another good player. Not surprised to see him here. Lucas, and so this is where it starts to get like dicey. Like this is, well, actually, honestly, the whole thing is like from fourth all the way down to like ninth. To be honest, like it's pretty competitive for these playoff slots. You get 5 and 4, 5 and 4, 5 and 4, 4 and 5, 4 and 5, 4 and 5. So I would say this is the only thing that like could shake up significantly with the last like week, and there's also a few games this week that have to happen. Yeah, so this could change like considerably. I don't see my division changing very much at all. You go to Bear, and you've got Steven Jean-Philippe. That's who we saw Adam play in the first game. You get him in first, you get Jared in second, Adam in third, Christopher Niebel in fourth, the other Steven in fifth, and my boy James in sixth. So yeah, I don't see, I mean, this is another one that's like, I don't see the top 5 changing too much. I could see the 6th slot being like competed over with the last few games, but I don't think this is as volatile as Wolf. I think this is going to mostly be this, but Wolf could change a little bit. I also want to look at Jaden's team real quick because I want to know why the hell Lucas had Mold Breaker on Lucha. I don't see any reason why that should have been there. And then there was like another thing too. What was it? Safety goggles. Isn't that like to avoid powder moves? Oh, maybe like Sleep Powder Venusaur, I guess. That kind of makes sense. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, that's the week 9 highlights and the playoff trajectory. That's what it's going to be looking like for the most part, but Wolf could change. Yeah. Later.